Hey guys, welcome to this week's review of NWA Power. Was Power good this week? No. I have to say that this week, Power took a dive. Yeah. So Power's been great so far. This week, not so much, guys. Sorry, I have to say it, but yeah, this week was not so great. I don't know if they're having issues and putting everything into circle squared, but there was only technically 2 matches this week. There was 3, but technically there was only 2. But we'll get to that in a minute. Anyways, match 1 of this night was a triple threat match with Ricky Starks versus Zicky Dice and Matt Cross. The winner of this match is going to get a title shot at the TV title. So this match, it was very, I don't know. It wasn't great, guys. There was a bunch of botches. Zicky Dice, I don't think is that good. Sorry, Mr. Zicky, but you're not that great. Matt Cross is okay. Starks is damn good, but it all depends on how you work. So with 3 guys in the ring, and one of them was not that good, Zicky Dice. Anyways, sorry, Mr. Outlandish, but yeah, you're not that outlandish this week. Anyways, Zicky Dice is going to take this win, unfortunately. But this is how I took it. So Matt Cross got up on the rope, hit his cross-cutter finish from the bottom of the ring, and then he jumped up on top and did shooting star press. Now Zicky did something and distracted him, ran in there after this, stole the pin with a heel. Typical heel. He's technically a heel. Zicky Dice is a heel. So, what did I give this match? They wrestled. The moves are okay. There were some botches, like I said. I can't give it a high rating though. I'm sorry, guys. I gave this one 5 U's out of 10. Anyways, moving on to match number 2 of the night. We have Trevor Murdoch versus the Question Mark. Question Mark, great. It's a great gimmick. I love this gimmick. But for this week, it was not that good. The match was very, very short. Yeah, Trevor did win with a Bulldog finisher, but yeah, Aaron Stevens and Question Mark came in and gave a little bit of that karate, he did that little deal, but yeah, finally, the only thing good I have to say about this match is Question Mark finally got heat, because technically, Question Mark and Stevens are heels and everybody's loving them. But that's not how wrestling works. I mean, you can like the heels and think they're awesome, but at the end of the day, the heel is supposed to draw heat. And finally, after many, many weeks, Question Mark got heat, Mr. Joe Cephas. Yeah, we know who you are, guy. Anyways, yeah, the match was really quick. It was over within a matter of minutes. Trevor Murdoch, I think, honestly, is too old to be in the ring. He's not agile anymore. He's not quick. He has trouble selling moves. Just not a good match overall. I gave this one 3 U's out of 10. So, yeah, the only thing I said was it got a little heat on Question Mark finally, which is a good thing. He does need heat, but people love him so much because, yeah, the whole karate thing and the Mongrovian national anthem that he sings is pretty hilarious, and I like it myself. But, yeah, he got heat like he finally needed to get, but the match was not very good. Sorry, guys. Have to say this week has been, not so good on NWA Power. Maybe they'll pick it up. They have been. This was the show I've seen that wasn't very good. But hey, it happens sometimes. Not every Raw and every SmackDown or every Dynamite is, the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's going to happen from time to time. You got to realize this. It's all on what creative wants to book and how they book it, how it looks, and how it's executed. Okay, finally we're going to move on to match number 3 of the night, which technically it was booked as a match. Melina herself wanted to book herself against Thunder Rosa without any permission from anybody. She just said, I'm booking it because I'm Melina, and Melina approves it. Okay, so this is what happened. Very short. They didn't fight. Melina goes in the ring, looks at her, gives Thunder Rosa a little heel heat, gives her stare down and all that, then rolls out, gets counted out. That's it. Is that a match? No, that's not a match. You know, I mean, technically, according to the records, it does count as a match because she got counted out and the bell rang. So, no moves were thrown, nothing happened. It was very short, lasted a whole less than 5 minutes. Yep, I gave this rating a 0. My very first 0 is out of 10. I can't give it a rating. I have to give it a 0. Not that it was bad or anything, but it technically was a match with no moves. So, 0. I have to give it a 0. I can't rate what I don't see. The only thing that happened afterward was she was trying to walk out of the arena, and Allysin Kay showed up, which she's been drawing heat from lately, comes down and starts beating down on her. So yeah, they're pushing this whole angle with Melina and Allysin Kay for this big beatdown thing. Thunder Rosa, how she's involved, I don't know. She's the NWA Women's Champion. But yeah, she just sort of watched. That was it. Power ended. It was like, wow, this was not very good, guys. So anyways, before we move on to Dynamite, I want to say, Power, step it up next week because we need to see some matches. 2 matches in 1 hour. We need more than that. You can do 3. Usually do 3, sometimes even 4. But 2 matches with a walkout match, not good booking, guys. Anyway, stay tuned for AEW Dynamite, and I will see you very shortly.
My misspent youth didn't include family picnics, baseball games, hot dogs and apple pie. What is this useless American pastime? Times have changed.
Forget tradition. There's a new pastime. Castrol presents WCW NWO Great American Bash. Sunday, June 14th, live and only on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite company to order now.
Hey guys, it's Retro Joe here with this week's review of AEW Dynamite. Last week was really, really amazing. Can this week match it? Yes, it can. Leading into Revolution, we have a bunch of amazing matches tonight, guys. I mean, oh my goodness. Lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Almost every match. Actually, you know what? Every match except for the women's match on Revolution, which we will be covering on Monday. There will be a video coming out on Monday about WWE Super Showdown and AEW Revolution. So, every match on Revolution is a revenge match. 3 title matches, all of them revenge matches except for the 1 women's belt. So, wow, what can I say? Let's just get into it. Let's dig right into it. So you can see how good this one was. Was it as good as last week? No, because they had an amazing cage match last week. You can't really match that one, but really good matches on this one. Match number 1 tonight was the Iron Man match with Kenny Omega versus Pac. This is how it works. 30-minute match. Whoever gets the most pins in 30 minutes wins. Now, I'm going to already tell you this, and you can agree or you can disagree. It doesn't really matter to me. These are my personal opinions on these things. This match is already going to be in the list for voting for Match of the Year. Last year we had the Dustin versus Cody match. I thought that was the Match of the Year for AEW. This one's definitely going to be on the list for Match of the Year. Even though we're early into the year, this was so good. From the beginning, Kenny Omega has not super impressed me, like with his very artsy movements and flows. You didn't see that much of him in this one. This match, he kind of tampered down on it. You know, he pushed back a little bit, put more into wrestling. So, this match was from the get-go. I mean, for them to go 30 minutes, from the get-go, it was intense. You had them trading blows left and right. You had one point where Kenny was, not Kenny, but Pac was like, here, hit me, and then Kenny would hit him, and then hit him back, boom, boom, back and forth. Classic match. I mean, the only one I could think of that it reminded me of was, of course, it's not going to be as good as this one, but the Terry Funk versus Jerry Lawler match way, way back early 80s. That match was like a Meltzer rating. He gave it like a 5 out of 5. It was one of the best matches that there ever is. So if you ever want to see that match, go watch it on YouTube. It's really, really good. Anyways, in this match, Kenny Omega gets the first point on this one, and this is because Pac gets really frustrated at the beginning of the match when he won't go down. He can't pin him. So he runs under there. Pac grabs a chair, hits him in the face with it. Kenny gets a point for the DQ. Now, this really irritates Pac. Pac loses his mind, so he starts beating down Kenny really hardcore. Really, really hardcore. And then Pac climbs up to the ropes and gives him the black arrow and rolls him into a pin. Boom, Pac gets second pin. Now, at this point, we've got like 4 minutes left in this match. There's 4 minutes on the timer. The timer's just counting this whole time. Oh my goodness, it's getting intense. They both know the time's about to run out. They're beating down, false pin, false pin, false pin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, over. Everybody's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Time's out. It's 1-1. What do we do? Tony Schiavone comes down. Boom. Management says this match is going into sudden death. Whoever gets first pin wins. So it's more than 30 minutes, about 36-minute match. Hit the bell. Kenny just busts out and starts hitting him with everything. Omega's just like tearing down Pac. I mean, this whole storyline where Pac was really running Kenny into the ground and saying, give me everything you've got. I want to see you dig. You know, you're not like when you left. You know, because Kenny came from Japan. You know, so he lost something when he came to AEW. Pac was making him dig, man. Kenny was digging deep for this, man. And Kenny did get it. He got the sudden death. He hit him with like 4 or 5 V triggers. Boom, boom, boom. Couldn't get a pin. Finally, Kenny grabs him up with the one-winged angel. Sudden death pin. Boom. Finished. Kenny walks out. Everybody claps. Super pop. It was a back and forth match of the year. It was great. I love this. Is my favorite match of the night, honestly. It was really, really good. That's all I can say on it. Afterwards, Pac walks down the ramp, and Tony Schiavone's sitting there, and he wants to talk to him. Hey, what happened? Why'd you lose? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, Tony, you really want to talk about this? Whatever. Anyways, so then this is weird. Orange Cassidy walks out and just looks at him, right? I'm like, okay, well, what does Orange Cassidy got to do with Pac? I don't know. He just looks at him. Pac gets really offended by him just staring at him like that. Pac nails him in the face. Why is this important? I don't know. But it's interesting because now Pac is going to fight Orange Cassidy at Revolution. That's right. Orange Cassidy's going to have a match. They talk later about this in the Best Friends match, but they're asking if Orange is going to move or try. And they say he is going to try. Will he? I don't know, but it's interesting because I think this whole gimmick of Orange Cassidy, I didn't really like it in the beginning, but now I'm starting to actually dig it. You know, I'm really starting to dig this character now because it's this thing where it's almost like a Silent Bob thing. He doesn't do anything. He's quiet. He doesn't move much. But when he does, everyone listens. So I'm expecting Orange Cassidy to do this and have a great match somehow. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think it's going to be I think he's going to Silent Bob us all. Anyways, let's move on to match 2 of the night. We have a tag team match with 3 versus 3. We got the Jurassic Express, which is, you know, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and the little guy. Yeah, Mark. Little guy Mark there. I don't know. I don't really know if I like Marco Stunt or not. Like, a lot of people down. Jim Cornette's really bashing him lately. He is really small. He don't look like a wrestler. But he can do moves. And other people sell the moves for him. Like, I don't know. It's not believable because he's so small. I don't know. I'd have to think about it more. His matches aren't bad. You know, they're entertaining. And that's the whole point, to be entertained. So, I don't know. Anyways, Jurassic Express fought Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God. And, I forgot. What did I rate the Mox match? You know, not the Mox match. What am I talking about? I'm getting confused here, man. There's so many tag teams this week. Pardon me if I'm a little wrong on these names, because I will correct them and go back and say the correct ones. So many people, so many tag matches this week, so many people on the roster. It's getting confusing. That's the only part I didn't like about Dynamite. There was too many people wrestling this week. Ooh, but the matches were really good. No, anyways, I was saying that Kenny Omega match versus Pac, I gave that one 10 years out of 10. Anyways, back to match 2 with Sammy Guevara and Santana and Ortiz with Jurassic Express as their opponent. So yeah, whew, another good match. Oh my goodness, another freaking good match. Like, it was crazy. It was another one. It wasn't a tag thing. It was everybody against everybody, which, you know, that helps out a lot, but it's a little confusing too. But yeah, man, Jungle Boy was hitting everything. Luchasaurus was tearing ass in there. Oh my goodness. Marco Stunt was hitting Hurricanranas out of everywhere. Freaking Santana and Ortiz kept trying to heal a weapon with that. What was it? Called the hard ball. They got the tennis balls in the sock thing. They kept trying to use that. And at the end of this, yeah, they almost did use it because Sammy Guevara grabs it, goes in the ring to hit Jungle Boy, you know, hides it because he don't want the ref to see it, and he's about to hit Jungle Boy with it. Then what happens? Oh, yes, that's right. He is having issues with Sammy Guevara for a revenge match because Sammy hit him in the throat with a skateboard, you know, weeks back. So they're having a revenge match at Revolution. So yeah, right as he's about to use it on Jungle Boy, Darby Allin races out there, grabs it from him. Oh, Jungle Boy hits the snap Hurricanrana for the pin. Boom! Jurassic Express takes the win. They need a push because they're a great team, and I want them to do well in AEW. They take the win, pisses off Inner Circle. Ooh. Yeah. Anyways, I gave this match a rating 9 years out of 10 because it entertained the crap out of me, and I really loved it, man. If you entertain me and I'm glued to that TV, I'm glued to that match the whole time, and I don't know what's going to happen next, and then you still surprise me even if I guess what I think is going to happen, you get my rating, man. You get my rating. Wrestling is about entertaining me. There's so much wrestling on TV that sometimes everyone's guilty of this. Sometimes you watch so much of it that you start to get bored. You start to get in that little zone where it's the same old thing every single week. But yeah, they're doing good. Creative is doing very well in these revenge matches leading up to Revolution. All right, let's move on. I don't want to keep you guys too long because you got wrestling to watch. You got to get on TV and watch some wrestling, or get on YouTube, watch the NWA. Anyways, match number 3. We have the Best Friends with Orange Cassidy versus Butcher and the Blade with Bunny. Not a 9 out of 10 match, but it was still really good. You know, Butcher and the Blade have trouble selling a bit. Best Friends are really good. Trent and Truck are very good in the ring, so they don't have problems. Someone that doesn't have as much skills they do, they can sell their moves a little bit better. I kind of like, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite match of the night by far, but it was let's say my 3rd favorite match tonight. There's 4 matches tonight, which is a little bit less than normal. We usually have 5, but we'll talk about that at the end. Anyways, yeah, we had Orange Cassidy and the Bunny got into the ring at one point after everybody had to get knocked out of the ring. She acted like she's going to hit him or do something, whatever, and he's doing the whole hands in the pockets thing, whatever. She stops him, and he's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" Yeah, he takes. It's pretty funny because he takes her bunny ears and puts them on himself, and she takes his glasses and put them on. It's a funny thing, but yeah, the distraction caused Trent to come in there after they had gotten out, doing their little funny skit. It caused a distraction, and then yeah, Trent came in and they did a double finisher. Trent and Chuck did the strong 0 combo finisher, and they won the match. Another great match, a lot of build up, a couple of false pins. But I like Best Friends Trent and Chuck. They're really good wrestlers. They put on some really entertaining matches, man. That Bunny walking on Butcher and Blade, she's really giving a lot to that team because it's like they need a little push, and that's helping their push. She's kind of a good manager type person. She's all right. She wasn't that good as a singles wrestler in AEW, and they gave her that role, and that's helping her out. Even though Butcher and the Blade's not that great, they're supposed to be super threatening, but to me they're not really because they can't sell moves. But yeah, I gave the rating of this match 7 years out of 10. Match 4 was the final match of the night. And it wasn't the best match. The final match usually needs to be good to keep going coming to next week, but there's a reason why this one wasn't as good, and the next section of it was long. The final section after this in Dynamite was like 30 minutes long, and we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get through this one real quick. Women's match, we got Hikaru Shida versus Shana versus Big Swole versus Yuka Sakazaki. There we go. Sakazaki. Quickly into this. Shida is going to win it with a running knee strike. Final rating for this match was 6 years out of 10. It was okay. Still, like I said last week, Shauna's not that good. She can't sell anything, so I don't know. Their women's division is weak right now. NXT is destroying them on the women's side. Hikaru Shida is really good. They have some really good people, but they have to have, if you have really good stars, you know, especially when we're talking women's division, because women's division has had a history of being weak, you know. Here's the problem with the whole thing, and this is not sexist or anything like this. Women can wrestle. Now, back in the day, women were there primarily, and this is not an opinion, this is a fact. This goes back to the Nitro girls, you know, the divas, everything like this. Women can wrestle, but back in the day, women were there for one thing, eye candy, and everyone can agree on this. They weren't taken seriously, so it's taken a long time for the women's divisions to be good. So, if I want to see women wrestling, I need to be entertained by the moves, the storylines, the overall presentation. I don't care what they're wearing, I don't care if they're trying to wear bikinis or be hot or not hot, I don't care. The bottom line is, I need to be entertained just like the men's division. It needs to be the same across the board, okay? Now, here's the problem. When you've got weak wrestlers that you sign that can't sell moves or inexperienced in the ring, who can't do good promos, they're not going to be good with the company. Shana is one of those people. This is my opinion, okay? Big Swole's okay, you know. She's pretty good. She can sell things. She can do pretty good moves. I would say she's an average women's wrestler. Average. She's just average. She's not bad. She's not, you know, Jericho good. She's right in the middle. And I'm sorry to say that she's just average, but that's just how I feel. Because I know you Air Force, and I was Air Force too. Sorry to say. But it doesn't have to do with the people. It has to do with your trainers, and it has to do with creative. So, yeah, Hikaru Shida, she's a veteran, she's amazing. Yuka Sakazaki, which I can't say her name ever, she is amazing. And that's what I'm leaning towards. It's a very weird situation. In Japan, let me explain this. In Japan, wrestling is freaking huge. The women's division in Japan is amazing. Women in Japan know how to wrestle. Wrestling is there's one way to do wrestling, okay? We know this. I explained this already. It's creative storylines, good promos, being good on the mic, and selling good moves, and boosting and knowing how to sell people that are weaker than you in the ring, veteran-wise. They understand this in Japan. That's why Japan wrestling is amazing. That's why a lot of wrestlers go there and they stay there for many years, because they're appreciated more and their creative teams over there are a lot better than we are. Okay, saying that, the reason why AEW has brought a lot of Japanese wrestlers into the ring, and all the Japanese matches I've seen with AEW are great, is because Japanese women can wrestle. They understand how it works here. They understand wrestling, they understand what makes good matches. The American women, or the women from France or Portugal, Shana, or other places, you know, they don't understand this, and they're trying to make it its own thing. It's not its own thing. It's wrestling. Wrestling is wrestling. Wrestling has always been a one-shot, one way to do things, how to make me entertained. Anyways, I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk about this no more, because I'm going to talk about it forever. But anyways, I'm not trying to push off the subject, because it is very, very important. But we need to move on to the final thing, or we're going to be talking about this all night. But y'all get the gist of it. This is basic wrestling 101, how it works. Now, the final thing of the night ran like 30 minutes long, and you're like, what is this? This is a match? No, this is a promo scene. 30-minute promo scene, and you're going to say, wow, 30-minute promo scene, do I really want to watch all that? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. This is the weigh-in for Jericho versus Moxley at Revolution on the 29th. Whew. This was great. I loved it, man. This promo was great. Inner Circle came in. They were standing there. Jericho was, doing his thing, just standing there looking all, prancy and doing his El Le Champion thing. And Mox was standing there. Mox did his weigh-in. No problem. Stood back. Jericho kept going on and off the scale. On and off the scale. Making everybody in the audience mad. Talking bad about, the Chiefs and the Chiefs quarterback. And making everybody pissed off at him. Like he's supposed to do. Like a good heel does. So eventually, after a very, very long back and forth to the audience and this, which is long, but you're going to watch it. It's great. It's absolutely great. Something else also happened at the end of this. Moxley gets mad. He gets mad at waiting and says, "Come on, Chris, just weigh yourself. Let's go. Let's get this over with. I'm ready to go." Because he knows that in Chris's head, as soon as he does the weigh-in, it's set. We're ready for Revolution. So by the 50,000th time that Chris won't get on the scale, Moxley grabs him, gets in his face, headbutts him right here, right between that little bridge of the nose and the forehead. This is a work, but not a work. This was meant to happen. This was meant to happen. It was written to happen like this. But it was sort of botched. But the botch worked. He headbutted Jericho, hit him right there, tore him open. Blood was just streaming down. It was crazy. It was crazy. There was, beat downs going on, and everybody, I'm ready for Revolution, blah, blah, blah. And then we found out after the fact Jericho had to get 7 stitches because on Twitter, he showed them, he showed the stitches and all that. He had to get 7 stitches from this headbutt. So it was a work, but that turned into a botch. It turned into a great promo. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Final thing for the night before I let you guys out of here. You saw the title card on this episode, Edge of Tomorrow. What I mean by that? What I mean is we are on the precipice of finding out where Matt Hardy is going. Now, there's been some rumors that he's going, WWE's offered him an NXT position with a nice little paycheck. Is he going to go there? Maybe. Is he going to be Dark Order leader? Maybe. Is it going to be Raven? Don't know. Maybe. Is it Lance Archer? Probably not, because they've already announced him signing with the company. If they announce somebody signing with the company, it ain't going to be Lance Archer. So he was one of the names that people were talking about. Don't think it's him at all. Nope. Now, here's what's going to be. Here's going to be. Revolution, I found out, is not going past midnight. So his Dark Order leader is not going to be revealed on Revolution. Unless they want to. If they do reveal it, it's not Matt Hardy. If they wait till the following Dynamite, you don't hear anything from Dark Order Revolution, 99% chance it is Matt Hardy on the next Dynamite the following Wednesday. That's the only way that makes sense. Is it Raven? Right now at this point, I don't know. Surprise everybody? Yeah, it could be. Could it be Luke Harper? High possibility. Very high possibility. That the thing is, they want to surprise people with this because they want you to think it's, I don't know. They want you to think it's somebody, but then they also don't want you to think it's anybody, because they had that video. Matt Hardy's been trolling everybody. He had that video called Dear Dr. RKO, where you rearrange the letters of Dear Dr. RKO. It's Dark Order, but who knows, man? I want it to be Matt Hardy. I love Matt Hardy. I hope it's him. Got my chips right here. Here's my poker chips. How many poker chips will I bet here? This is if I watch Revolution and nobody shows his Dark Order. All my chips are on Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy wants to be creative. He don't care about the money. He's got money. He knows in the long run WWE is not going to give him full creativity of what he wants to do in the ring. So if nobody shows at Revolution, like I said, Matt Hardy. If somebody does show, probably Luke Harper, honestly. He's been quiet, nothing's been heard, but everybody knows his name. Could be him. Raven, I don't know. At this point, he'd be the shocker, because he's been keeping very, very quiet about this. The people that are keeping quiet about it, I suspect the most. The people that are talking about it, doing scrambles, like Matt Hardy, I so want him to be it, but it's, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be him. Honestly, I would love it. It would be amazing. But, yeah. That's pretty much all I got to say about that whole situation. Because what we want is not always what we get. And what we get sometimes is better than we thought we wanted. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see either on the 29th or the 3rd of March. You just got to wait about a week before next episode of the Pro Wrestling Power Podcast. We will know the answer to this secret, mysterious question on who the Exalted One really is. That's all for tonight. I'm going to turn you over to Wildcat Parsons for your review of Raw and SmackDown for the week. And remember to keep it retro.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Raw Rundown of the Pro Wrestling Power Podcast. This is the last Monday Night Raw before the Saudi Super Show, and it was kind of handicapped by it. It felt that, you know, for the first time, Raw was kind of just in stall mode to get past this pay-per-view. Of course, Randy Orton goes out he's out in the ring to start Raw with a promo, because why not? It's working. There's good things coming for Randy Orton right now. And he's telling how they're in Canada, and he's telling a story about how 24 years ago he came here as the Intercontinental Champion, and Edge punched him in the face. And he's slow. There's a man named Adam Copeland. He didn't say, you know, let's make it a little. He could have said Sexton Hardcastle. It would have been great things. But he's telling this story, and of course Kevin Owens comes out. Yay, Canadian in Canada. Of course people were excited. It got a big cheer. And it was just a great back and forth to set up a match they're having later in the show. And there's one point in time where Randy Orton's like, "You think you know me?" And everybody knows that's the beginning of Edge's theme song. So it was kind of a cool little random moment. There's Zelina Vega and Angel Garza promo in the interview in the back, and it was a little awkward. Garza did kiss the hand of the interviewer. Match charming. But it sets up a match he had with Humberto. Another great match. They have good chemistry. It's really nicely played back and forth. A lot of roll-ups, a lot of high spots. A lot of just random craziness that took place during it back and forth. And of course, Garza wins with the roll-up. Of course, it's not a surprise roll-up because there was some chain wrestling going on and they were trading roll-ups back and forth. So he kind of just, he got the better of the roll-ups, I guess. But, look, I called him placeholder. You know, Angel Placeholder Garza. No, we need to change that to Future Superstar. He's got charisma. I've really grown to appreciate him over the past few shows, where I've actually paid attention to him a lot more. They did a good job with this spot and this, putting him in the spotlight. And I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes next. So Ricochet beats Luke Gallows so that he could be beaten by Brock in Saudi Arabia. Just what's going to happen, but it's part of the good build of Ricochet. And then there's an OC promo backstage, and they're talking about the different things. And AJ's like, "It's fine. I'm going to win this gauntlet for at the Saudi Arabia show and make everything right." I'm not sure the connection here, but sure, AJ, you're phenomenal. Go with it. And Aleister Black just happens to be walking by or standing there or stalking or whatever he's doing in the back, and he gets beat down for being a creepy stander there listening to conversation guy. But it does it is going to set up a match that we're going to get AJ Styles and Aleister Black on Raw. So that's something I'm looking forward to, this build that they're giving Black. But we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. Brock and Paul Heyman are in the ring. Of course, we get brilliant talk from Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman plus a microphone equals gold. That's simple math. Not even this newfangled math that they're teaching in schools can screw that up. There's a lot of talk about how Ricochet's going to get beat down, and it's true. It's a spoiler at this point to steal from Paul Heyman. We know it's going to happen. It's going to be Drew and Brock at WrestleMania. The way they're building it, I like it. Then we get a match between Aleister Black and Eric Rowan. I don't say this often, but I'm okay with them repeating this. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still pretty darn good. They work well together. Rowan being the athletic big guy, Aleister Black just being an athletic guy in general. They mesh well in the ring. And Eric Rowan's actually winning until he pays attention to what's in the cage. It's been going on for like 5-6 months now. Still no payoff for the cage. So who knows what's going to be going on there. And he's apologizing to whatever's in the cage, so who knows. And he's so distracted by what's in the cage, he eats 2 black masses from Aleister Black, who, and I should have mentioned this earlier, was still selling his injuries from the beatdown when he came to the ring. What? Something that happened earlier on Raw, mattering later on Raw? How refreshing is this? This has been a theme for the past few episodes that they've been really good with. Like, Aleister got beat down by 3 men, and instead of coming to the ring like he's in complete perfect health, he actually sells that. He got beat up a little earlier in the night. Imagine that. How refreshing is this? Then we get to the We Love Drew segment of the week. And it's right. We do. He tells a story about being in a 3-man band and he was the chosen one, and how he had to leave so that everybody could kind of forget that and come back and be who he always thought he could be. And God, he tells it's like the backstory, like the hero's journey. We're getting this full thing. Really, really, really hoping we get the payoff at WrestleMania. Because pull the trigger on this. It needs to be done. It has that feel, and so many great feuds that we can set up from here. Then R-Truth with True TV. Yay, another talk show segment. Why does everybody have a talk show? Is this my talk show? Anyway, you can't just do a promo in the ring anymore. Everybody's got to have a talk show. And he interviews Lana and Lashley, and R-Truth gets beat down in under a minute. What I get out of this, though, the big takeaway from all of this, is Rusev isn't on the card at Saudi Arabia anymore. He's not going to be in the gauntlet match. He's replaced by Rey Mysterio. Not good news. If we're wanting to keep Rusev Day on Raw, or in the WWE in general, because there's the rumors of the contract negotiations. If he's taken off the card, it doesn't sound like they're going well. Maybe the rumors have him following Matt Hardy. Perchance. Perhaps. Maybe. And that takes me to probably the worst moment of the night for me. It was the Women's Elimination Chamber match contract signing. And all it accomplished was telling us that Shayna Baszler is the only person that we should care about outside of Asuka for a little bit, because she's been champion before and we have to pretend that we care about her because she's a big name and we use her to put other people over. Rather than let her, run with the belt and have a strong showing herself, she's used as like this gatekeeper. If you beat Asuka, you're elite. You're in the upper card. And it's weird to do that to somebody that's that talented. So Dara, and as much as I hate to say this, feels like Asuka's like the female Dolph Ziggler at this point. We need to put you over. Okay, you go beat Dolph. We need to put you over. Go beat Asuka. And it's what it seems like, and it's a shame because she deserves better. Dolph kinda does, but Asuka definitely does. It was pointlessly long. Asuka's upset that Shayna doesn't come to the ring she doesn't even come down. And when she finally does, she gets beat down by Becky. And I like that part of it, but it makes it obvious who's going to win. Like, we know we're going to get Becky versus Shayna. And this whole match is to set that up. So, I like it, but I don't at the same time. It was weird, though. I want to see the payoff to see how they play it. But we'll find it out. We get the Street Profit, Dawkins, versus Murphy. It only, it was pretty solid. It looked like it could actually be a good match. Dawkins is sneaky athletic, and Murphy's just brilliant on his own. And Rollins interferes. And of course, Dawkins wins by interference. I mean, we don't know what we're doing. We need to protect both people. Rollins can interfere. This has happened so much in this feud. It's kind of getting a little old. But, the best part of the whole thing was Montez Ford is, he's talking and he says Murphy was beaten up so bad he lost his first name. He started as Buddy, but now he's Murphy after the beatdown. Then we get Rollins versus Ford after the taunting back and forth between the two teams. And it was advertised as a match, but they both acted like it was spontaneous. It was this weird little, okay. Rollins, not much really to say. Rollins won. It was a solid match. Montez Ford looked believable as a main event superstar. Like, he's a guy that they could pull a Booker T with and take from a tag team and turn into an individual, you know, title contender. Well, words are hard sometimes. They really are. And then, to finish the show off, we had Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. It was refreshing at first. These are two of my favorite performers in ring. Orton is Orton. He's one of the top 5 performers in the history of the whole thing. I mean, the numbers are there, the matches are there. And then Kevin Owens is... There's not much that he does that I don't like. The only thing he just doesn't have the look, or Vince would push him to the moon. He has everything else. And it was an overbooked, crazy shenanigan fest as far as what was going on outside the ring. Like, Rollins, Murphy, Street Profits, they're fighting in and out of outside the ring and in the crowd and all kinds of stuff. And then we had the worst referee moment this side of Doug Shouse. Yes, SEC basketball officiating, you're terrible. Doug Shouse, you're the worst. Anyway, Randy's got Kevin Owens, hits him with the draping DDT off the second rope, and he fast counts. And Owens loses. And they're both sitting there dumbfounded, like, what in the world? This should not have ended such a marquee matchup so quickly. They're like, the crowd deserved better. You could see it all rolling through their head. Or maybe mine as I was watching. Who knows? And Owens pulls open the referee's shirt to reveal that he's wearing a Seth Rollins t-shirt underneath his ring gear. Not since the NWO have we seen... It was very NWO-esque, actually. You know, they had the referee in their back pocket that would always do their matches. So, and the NWO is going in the Hall of Fame this year, so it may be a little nod. Who knows? Anyway, overall solid show. I think it suffered a little bit from the Saudi show influence, and we'll see what happens. Actually, SmackDown takes place the day after the Saudi show, so maybe we'll see some repercussions from that. or the Saudi show will continue to be the glorified house show that we know it to be. Anyway, thank you for listening, and see you when it's time for SmackDown.
There's strength in numbers.
I don't know what else to do. We've got a hypnotist. Your brother's trying to put you in the lake of reincarnation. We've got boats. We've got footage. I'm trying everything that I can here, and I don't know what else to do. I'm at my end here.
You don't know what it's like to be me. People say, hey, you're an engineer. People say, hey, you're a professional wrestler. I personally want to be a cook. That's what I want to focus on. That's my passion. I mean, you do not understand how hard it is, how frustrating it is for me not to be able to revolve this.
Need to remember all.
Some people,
Tony
I'm trying. Some people say, oh, you delete people. You eat people. You render them obsolete. Well, that sounds like man.
You do delete people, and you need to remember all
I
that.
can't. I'm trying, Dad. What should I do? Maybe I should call to the 9 deities and pray.
Tony Khan.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all of them to make a difference. I can't take it anymore. I cannot stand it. God. I don't want to be known as the person that eats people. I want to be known as the person who makes wondrous peach cobbler, damn it. With people looking at me going, delete. Delete, 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 delete. That's nasty. It's gross.
Because in 2-3 weeks from now,
if I truly am
you have
broken,
no idea.
then 9 deities
We're
send
on
me a
TV.
sign. Rebecca, I'll correct myself. I meant to say, if I'm truly broken, may the 7 deities send me a sign.
Oh my God, Matt! Matt, are you okay?
Yes, I am broken.